Bunbury, Western Australia, 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 Australia. Bunbury is a coastal city in the Australian state of Western Australia, approximately 175 kilometres, 109 miles south of the state capital, Perth. It is the state's third most populous city after Perth and Mandurah, with a population of approximately 75,000. Located at the south of the Leschenault Estuary, Bunbury was established in 1836 on the orders of Governor James Stirling and named in honour of its founder, Lieutenant at the time Henry Bunbury. A port was constructed on the existing natural harbour soon after, and eventually became the main port for the wider southwest region. Further economic growth was fueled by completion of the South Western Railway in 1893, which linked Bunbury with Perth. Greater Bunbury includes 4 local government areas: the City of Bunbury and the shires of Capel, Dardanup, and Harvey, and extends between Yarloop in the north, Boyanup to the south, and Capel to the southwest. History. Pre-European history. The original inhabitants of Greater Bunbury are the indigenous Australian Noongar people. The people hunted and fished throughout the sub-region prior to the first European settlement in the 1830s. The area was originally known as Goombarup before the arrival of Lieutenant Bunbury. Early colonial period. The first registered sighting of Greater Bunbury was by French explorer Captain Louis de Freycinet from his ship, the Casuarina, in 1803. He named the area Port Leschenault after the expedition's botanist, Leschenault de Estuary. The bay on Greater Bunbury's western shores was named Geographe after another ship in the fleet. In 1829, Dr. Alexander Colley and Lieutenant Preston explored the area of Bunbury on land. In 1830, Lieutenant Governor Sir James Stirling visited the area and a military post was subsequently established. It only lasted 6 months. The area was renamed Bunbury by the governor in recognition of Lieutenant Henry William St. Pierre Bunbury, who developed the very difficult inland route from Pinjarra to Bunbury. Bunbury's first settlers were John and Helen Scott, their sons Robert, William, and John Jayr, and stepson Daniel MacGregor, who arrived in January 1838. Bunbury Township was mentioned in the Government Gazette in 1839, but lots in the township were not surveyed until 1841. In March 1841, lots were declared open for selection. Intermittent bay whaling activity was conducted on the coast from the 1830s through to the 1850s. By 1842, Bunbury was home to 16 buildings, including an inn. Thereafter, a growing port serviced the settlers and the subsequent local industries that developed. One of the major industries to open up to cement the importance of Bunbury as a port was the timber industry. Timber logs would be floated down the Collie River to be loaded aboard ships. In 1884, the government decided to construct a railway from Bunbury to Boyanup, 16 miles 26 km long. When the line was completed in 1887, the contractor who had built it obtained a contract to control and work it, which he did with horses. The line was eventually taken over by the government in 1891 and operated with locomotives. The inconvenience of a railway isolated from the capital gave rise to agitation, and in 1893 the South Western Railway was constructed between East Perth and Picton, connecting Greater Bunbury and Perth. The Boyanup line was extended to Dardanup in the same year. The railways connected the port of Bunbury to the coal and mineral deposits and agricultural areas to the north and east of Greater Bunbury. The population of the town was 17,700 males and 1,270 females in 1898. In 1903, a breakwater to further protect the bay and port area was completed. Federation to present day. The old Bunbury railway station served as the terminal for the Australand passenger train between Perth, transporting its first passengers on 24 November 1947. The last train to use the station departed on 28 May 1985, with a new station opening at East Bunbury, 4 kilometres 2 miles to the southeast the following day. The railway land was then sold and Blair Street realigned. Geography. Bunbury is situated 175 kilometres 109 miles south of Perth, at the original mouth of the Preston River and near the mouth of the Collie River, at the southern end of the Leschenault Inlet, which opens to Koombana Bay, and the larger Geograph Bay, which extends southwards to Cape Natural East. Climate. Bunbury has a Mediterranean climate Köppen classification CSA with warm to hot, dry summers and cool wet winters. Precipitation peaks from the months of May to September. Demographics. In 2007, Bunbury was recognized as Australia's fastest growing city for the 2005/6 period by the Australian Bureau of Statistics. At June 2018, the estimated urban population of Bunbury was 74,363. At the 2016 census, the median age was 38. It is estimated that by 2031, the population of the Greater Bunbury region will exceed 100,000 people. In urban Bunbury, 72.1% of people were born in Australia. The most common other countries of birth were England 6.0%, New Zealand 3.4%, South Africa 1.9%, the Philippines 1.1%, and India 0.7%. 85.0% of people only spoke English at home. Other languages spoken at home included Afrikaans 1.0%, Italian 0.8%, Tagalog 0.5%, Mandarin 0.2%, and Filipino 0.4%. In the 2016 census, the most common responses for religion in Bunbury were no religion 34.6%, Catholic 20.5%, Anglican 17.8%, Christian, NFD not further described 3.4%. The most common occupations in Bunbury included technicians and trades workers 19.0%, professionals 15.8%, laborers 12.7%, and clerical and administrative workers 11.8%. In 2016, Bunbury had an unemployment rate of 8.2%. Governance. The Greater Bunbury sub-region comprises the 4 local government areas of the City of Bunbury, Shire of Capel, Shire of Dardanup, and Shire of Harvey. The Greater Bunbury Region Scheme, in operation since November 2007, provides the legal basis for planning in the Greater Bunbury sub-region. The Greater Bunbury sub-region is administered by state and local governments. There is no sub-region government structure in place for Greater Bunbury. In December 2013, the Western Australian Planning Commission published the Greater Bunbury Strategy to guide urban, industrial and regional land use planning and associated infrastructure delivery in the Greater Bunbury sub-region in the short, medium and long terms. The strategy provides for the growth of Greater Bunbury through infill development of existing urban areas and the development of greenfield land in Waterloo east of Eton to provide for a population of 150,000 people beyond 2050. Economy. The economy of Bunbury is diverse, reflecting the range of heavy and general industries in the locality: mining, agricultural landscapes, services for the growing population, key transport links, and the influence of Perth. The mining and mineral processing sector remains the main economic driver for Bunbury $2 billion annual turnover. The agriculture sector, however, remains vitally important as the value of production is approximately $146 million per annum 2005/6, which equates to approximately 30% of the Southwest region's agri. Other industries that are vital to the economic well-being of Greater Bunbury include retail and service industries, building industry, timber production, and tourism. The Bunbury port will continue to be the center of economic activity for the Greater Bunbury sub-region, with the flow of goods through it to and from all parts of the world. The proposed expansion of the port, as identified in the Bunbury Port Inner Harbour Structure Plan, will promote further economic growth for the sub-region and may in time be an economic stimulus for the corporate support and ancillary services associated with port-based industries locating to Bunbury city centre, further strengthening its role as a regional city. Education. Education is compulsory in Western Australia between the ages of 6 and 17, corresponding to primary and secondary school. Schools that serve high school students in the area include Bunbury Senior High School, Newton Moore Senior High School, Mania Senior College, College Row School K-12 Education Support Australand Senior High School, Eton Community College, Dardanup College K-12, Bunbury Cathedral Grammar School K-12, Bunbury Catholic. Tertiary education. Tertiary education is available through a number of universities and technical and further education TAFE colleges. South Regional TAFE is a state training provider providing a range of vocational education with campuses in Bunbury, Albany, and other locations in the southern Western Australia region. Edith Cowan University also has a campus based in Bunbury. Media. Radio. AM band. 6L 621 kHz AM easy listening format. Different from its easy listening network partners in the eastern states. Has local advertising. Part of Spirit Radio Network. ABC Southwest WA6BS 684 KHC AM News Talk and Sport. Broadcasts breakfast and morning programs from Bunbury. Triple M 963 KHC AM Adult Contemporary for the 40+, with local news and sport. Mostly 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s part of the Southern Cross Austereo Local Works Network. Vision Radio Network 1017 AM Christian Praise and Worship Music and Talk. 6 mm 1116 KHC AM Easy Listening Format from Mandurah. ABC Radio National 1224 KHC AM Specialty Talk and Music. ABC News Radio 1152 KHC AM News and Sport FM Band. ABC Classic FM 93.3 MHz FM Classical Music. Triple J 94.1 MHz FM Alternative Music. Hit FM 95.7 MHz FM Hit Music was Hot FM. Bunbury Community Radio 103.7 MHz FM. Harvey Community Radio 96.5 MHz FM. Coast FM 97.3 MHz FM Hit Music from Mandurah. Television. Newspapers. Bunbury Herald, Southwestern Times and Bunbury Mail are local newspapers available in Bunbury and surrounding region. Newspapers from Perth including the West Australian and the Sunday Times are also available, as well as national newspapers such as the Australian and the Australian Financial Review. Culture. Arts and entertainment. A number of cultural organizations are located in Bunbury, including Bunbury Regional Art Galleries, Bunbury Regional Entertainment Centre with theatre, film and live performance. Stirling Street Arts Centre. The Bunbury Historical Society is located in the historic King Cottage, which was built around 1880. In 1966, the cottage was purchased by the City of Bunbury and subsequently leased to the Society. The rooms of the cottage are furnished and artifacts displayed to reflect the way of life for a family in Bunbury in the period from the 1880s to the 1920s. The WA Performing Arts Eisteddfod is held annually at the Bunbury Regional Entertainment Centre. Tourism and recreation. There are many tourism and recreational opportunities in Bunbury. Some of the most popular attractions include Dolphin Discovery Centre, Bunbury Back Beach, Coombana Bay, Bunbury Wildlife Park, Bunbury Farmers Market. Leschenault Inlet. Bunbury is also very close to the Ferguson Valley. Sport. There are a number of sporting clubs in Greater Bunbury. Bunbury Dynamos, Bunbury United, and Hay Park United all play in the Bunbury area in the Southwest Soccer Association SWSA. Dunsborough are the current Premier League champions. Infrastructure, health, transport. Bunbury Airport services Greater Bunbury and is located 8 kilometres 5 miles southeast of the city centre. TransWA provides rail and coach services from Bunbury Terminal, Wastraland Train, GS3, S1 and SW2 to Bunbury and services south from Bunbury and South West Coach Lines provides coach services to and from Bunbury. Bus services in Greater Bunbury are run by Trans Bunbury with 10 routes. National Route 1 provides road access to the wider region and includes Forest Highway, a dual carriageway road linking north to Perth. Southwestern Highway linking to the southeast of Bunbury. Bussell Highway links to Busselton to the west. The Yarloop Rotary, where Forest Highway terminates in East Bunbury, was named by the Royal Automobile Club of Western Australia as the worst regional intersection in Western Australia, and has since undergone a $16 some upgrade, which included 8 sets of traffic lights which were switched on in the early hours of Monday 21 May 2012, and extra. The government was criticized for breaking a 2008 election promise to build an overpass and underpass. Notable people. Notable people who come from or have lived in Bunbury include Leon Baker, AFL footballer for Essendon Football Club, played in 1984 and 1985 premierships. Paul Barnard, AFL footballer for Essendon Football Club, played in 2000 premiership. Natalie Barr, current Sunrise News presenter. Jamie Bennell, West Coast Eagles AFL player. Noel Brunning, GWN News anchor. Diane Buswell, professional dancer, Strictly Come Dancing. Dorothy Carroll, geologists. Brett Peter Cowan, convicted murderer and rapist. Tracy Cross, Paralympic swimmer, Olympic 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 swimmer. Kevin Cullen, doctor and winemaker. Mary Ellen Cooper, Aboriginal postmistress and telegraphist. Courtney Eaton, actress, Mad Max, Fury Road. Troy Elder, field hockey player. Alexander Forrest, explorer, politician, and investor, petition, and investor, investor. John Forrest, first Premier of Western Australia and Cabinet Minister in Australia's first Parliament. Cameron Glidden, Cairn Stapens NBL player. Murray Goodwin, Zimbabwe, Western Australia and Sussex cricketer. Alexander Hagan, Olympic rower in Australian women's 8 at the 2012 London and 2016 Rio de Janeiro Olympic Games. Ben Howlett, Essendon Football Club AFL player. Adam Hunter, West Coast Eagles ex-AFL player. Dix AFL player. Neville Jetta, Melbourne Football Club AFL player. Bob Mommel, 882 6PR radio presenter. Newton Moore, Mayor of Bunbury, Minister for Lands and Agriculture, 8th Premier of Western Australia, Major General WWI, Member of the House of Commons of the United Kingdom. John Boyle O'Reilly, Irish-born poet, sent to Bunbury in February 1868 as a convict, escaped on an American whaling ship in 1869. Aristos Papandreoulas, television surprise chef. Kyle Reimers, Essendon Football Club ex-AFL player. Josh Risden, soccer player for Western Sydney Wanderers FC in the A-League and Australian national soccer team. Edwin Rose, Pastoralist President, Royal Agricultural Society of WA. George Candler Rose, Pioneering Kimberley Pastoralist. Barry Sheppard, cricketer. Richard Adolphus Shaw, member of the WA Legislative Council 1886-90, member of Legislative Assembly 1890-97. Robert Frederick Shaw, pearler and investor, investor, and investor, investor, and investor, investor. Robert Frederick Shaw, Western Australian representative at the Australasian Federal Convention 1897. Nicol Trunfio, model. Bruce Walrot, Paralympic athlete. Shanny Waugh, professional golfer. Mark Worthington, Cairns Taipans NBL player. 2008 and 2012 Olympian Jennifer Fowler, composers.